Welcome. I'm very pleased to be able to share with you some of our customer experiences at Temenos and how they use core banking technology to address many of the issues that we face in our industry today.
Core banking software is arguably the most critical infrastructure application a corporate banking operation depends on. It's therefore critical that the solution is robust, flexible, and secure, as well as supported by a vendor with vision to grow the product to address ever-changing customer demands. I'm Ralph Silva. I'm a broadcast analyst with SRN, and I had the privilege of sitting with some Temenos clients to discuss their experiences. I started with Yuri Pilham of NLB, and I asked him if Temenos solutions are supporting his bank's ambitions to develop a single view of their customers.
Okay, we actually more or less achieved a single view of the customers with buying packages ST24 and connecting them to the data warehouse. So more or less on the NLB mother bank, the goal is achieved. The challenge ahead of us is still how to get a single view of the customers on the NLB group level.
Is maintaining a cross-border solution a challenge?
The challenge ahead of us is how to consolidate the data on the group level, and we hope that also T24 will do some help here.
Do you feel that Temenos Solutions actually helps you reduce the overall risk of your organization?
The first thing in NLB was to get appropriate data in a single platform. So we achieved it with a project in the last years, and as mentioned before, we actually are still trying to get there with consolidating the data on the group level. We are implementing credit scoring system and the systems for managing credit exposure on the group level.
Does a Temenos solution really result in efficiency gains, and if so, how?
Definitely efficiency is on the more or less in the future changes in the maintenance of the system, because previously we had the data in 6-7 different systems, and actually it was very hard getting them together, and also when we had to do some change, we have to change in the 7 places. Now we do change once, and we are there.
Stan Ditzel of JP Morgan Chase joined us to talk about their experiences. As one of the biggest operations on the planet, I thought it was appropriate to ask Stan if Temenos Solutions supported a global infrastructure.
I think it supported it very well. One of our big goals was to collapse 2 Asia regional platforms and 2 EMEA regional platforms onto a single one. And so far we've done that. We haven't done all our branches, but we've done a number of them, and it's supported it well. As anybody will tell you, the trick in going to a single global process and platform is way beyond the software. It's cultural, and it's getting everybody to agree on common workflows and a common approach. And that's almost harder than finding the right software. But once we got people in APAC and EMEA and LATAM in agreement on products and services, then the software was quite supportive.
Are you happy with Temenos' ability to support regulatory change, especially considering we're expecting so much of it?
So far, on the ones that have come down the pike in the last year or two, like the FSA's liquidity reporting, the testing that we had to do in the U.S. To show that we could withstand a liquidity shock, the single customer view, T24 has been quite agile in adapting to those new regulations. Can't say what's coming up in the future, but all indications are we'll be okay.
Has T24 supported JPMC's risk management program?
When we've needed to add things like a do not trade flag, easy to add, single customer view has been helpful because we share the customer file across all the branches and countries. The limits module into which we download facility information from our credit system has worked fairly well. So it's been supportive of most of the risk things we want to do.
Marcel Prins of Fortis Bank joined us, and we began by discussing how Temenos Solutions work with the countless other technologies that Fortis requires to serve its customers.
One of the key choices we needed to make was what we wanted to use of the T24 environment. Basically, it's a core banking environment with a lot of modules supporting various business domains. The fundamental choice we made there was that for these business domains where we want to leverage on a best practice in a specific segment, we implemented that, interfaced it to T24, where T24 act as the hub core banking environment towards all these kinds of specific situations, whether it be finance or risk or specific functionality like trade finance there.
Is maintaining a cross-border solution a challenge?
A corporate business supporting and servicing an international client base has an enormous advantage with a global setup. Why? It's very simple. You're able to support and service your clients with a consistent product offering, consistent client servicing internationally, so in each country your client is present. You're able to provide a consistent offering, which is really helpful. It makes you predictable, it makes you a reliable partner for your clients.
Regulations are likely going to be the most important catalyst of change. How does Temenos support you in this area?
Following the regulatory changes is always tricky, but having a global setup at least allows you to have a very coordinated, very focused implementation of these changes there. Instead of having to implement it in various countries there, you only have to tweak it on your global setup, which is tremendously helpful with respect to the agility and the ability to deliver in local regulatory changes.
Thank you. I trust that was valuable. Expect to see plenty of innovation from Temenos and from our clients in the coming months.